I chose a sleeveless gown of silver-gray satin that matched my eyes and brought out the golden highlights in my hair. It fell in pools and folds like the drapery of a classical statue. For once I looked graceful instead of bony. A line of glittering rhinestones accentuated my collarbones. The gray went well with the black onyx of my lucky thumb ring, I thought. Ashley picked a frock of deep crimson silk, the rustly kind, whose tight waist, low V-neck, and full skirt showed off her figure. The red suited her curly black hair and dark eyes. We each added a wrap. Mine satin to match my dress, hers cashmere trimmed in black mink, shedding a little. One problem still remained: what to wear on our feet. I had grown so much over the summer that even my sneakers had started to pinch. My old dress flats, scuffed and childish, were fortunately far too small. As for Ashley, a tomboy till last Monday, she had never owned any feminine footwear. Although we found a number of vintage shoes among my mother's things, none of them fit us. Clearly, we both needed new shoes. "Let's get your mom to take us to the mall on Saturday," I suggested. "Mine can't leave Treasures on the weekend. That's when she makes most of her sales." To my surprise, Ashley objected. "We will be wearing long dresses as befits ladies," she said. "Nobody will see our shoes." "They will if we're dancing," I pointed out. "Not if we dance with dignity," she answered. Dignity? Ashley? A laughable concept. Ashley's attitude puzzled me. Shopping may not be our favorite activity in the world, but we like it fine, and it certainly seemed necessary now. After some probing, however, I discovered what held her back. Empathy. Ashley's easygoing, indulgent, and well-to-do parents kept their only child supplied with everything she needed, and a great many things she merely wanted. For me, it was more complicated. My mother would give me what I needed if I asked for it, but I hated to ask, knowing how our budget would suffer. My father, on the other hand, had plenty of money, but I couldn't stand to ask him for it. Not only was I too proud, but I wanted to protect my mother from looking incapable. As for the money I'd earned over the summer scooping ice cream at Coneheads, I'd earmarked that for more urgent wardrobe needs. Out of loyalty, Ashley hesitated to buy new shoes when I couldn't. I was touched, but I urged her to reconsider. Ashley being Ashley, she wouldn't budge. "The problem is clearly beyond us," she said. "We must consult a higher authority. Call Sam." "I know you're not gonna like this," Sam told me when I reached her on her cell phone. "But the answer is Amy. She has plenty of money and perfect taste. Don't waste perfectly good parental guilt. If my father left my mother for a younger woman, I'd have a pair of Manolos for each toe. Get Amy to take you shopping for shoes and tell her it was Ashley's idea to ask her for help. She'll be flattered. Maybe she'll like Ashley better. 2 good reasons for the price of 1. I'm going to the mall myself tomorrow to shop for uniforms with the gymnastics team. If you go then, you can give me a ride home afterward." I asked Amy to pick us up behind Ashley's house on Saturday morning, not wanting my mother to see my father's SUV. I hadn't mentioned my stepmother's involvement to Mom, explaining simply that I was going shopping with Ashley. My stepmother and my friend were on their best behavior. Amy called us both sweetie and warned Ashley only twice to keep her feet off the seats. Ash, for her part, took pains to support my claim that she admired Amy's taste by complimenting her on her haircut, her handbag, her shoes, and her sunglasses. She stopped only after I kicked her hard. Conversation was strained at first. Topic after topic fizzled after a sentence or two. Things perked up a bit when Ashley hit on bird watching, pointing out what she claimed were red-tailed hawks, a pair of falcons, and a bald eagle, which I maintained were crows, ducks, and a seagull.
A seagull? Faugh! What would a seagull be doing so far from the sea?
They come up the Hudson. You've seen them a million times.
We have left the Hudson far behind us. Do you think me unable to recognize the national bird of our great nation? Look, there it is again.
Amy refused to be drawn into the dispute. I couldn't say, girls, she said when we appealed to her. I didn't see it. I have to keep my eyes on the road. We were all relieved to arrive at the mall, where we began our search at the teen barn. All right, it's not really called that, but why should I provide them with free publicity after the way the last 3 things I bought there fell apart in the wash? And why, by the way, must every shop bill itself as a barn, a warehouse, a depot, or a garage? Who'd want to buy their clothes in a garage? Shopping with Amy was nothing like shopping with Ashley or my mother. We prefer to linger and laugh, leaving at last with at least one ill-judged purchase to be returned later when we come to our senses. Still, much as it chilled me, I admired Amy's efficiency. The irresistible one plucked shoes from the racks as a magician does rabbits. From her suggestions, I chose a pair of silver-gray pumps that I knew would go beautifully with my silver gown. Ashley wanted a red pair, but agreed to black. Amy also bought me several new pairs of pants, pointing out with disapproval that my legs had grown several inches, as if it was something I could help. She seemed to know what would fit and flatter without so much as a glance at the tags. Her narrow heels clicked on the linoleum like fingernails on a keyboard. In record time, she had me outfitted for the winter. Okay, girls, I have a manicure appointment, she said when we were done. Come and get me in an hour. Remember, we promised to give Samantha a ride home, too. Call my cell phone if you need me. Is your phone on, sweetie? Have fun, she said, kissing me on the forehead. I suppressed a flinch and waved goodbye as the demon of efficiency clicked her way out of sight behind the fountain.